Imagine moving into your dream home only to find your charming neighbor knows secrets about your spouse you never suspected. That's what happened to Sophie when she met Ryan, the man next door with a smile to perfect and eyes that saw too much. One photo, one whispered conversation, and her marriage began to crumble. This is the story of a couple torn apart by lies, a neighbor with a hidden agenda, and a truth so dark it could destroy them all. Buckle up for a thriller that will keep you guessing until the very end. Part 1. The New Beginning. Sophie and Matt Harper were ready for a fresh start. After years in a cramped Chicago apartment, they bought a charming house in a quiet suburb, complete with a picket fence and friendly neighbors. Matt, a 32-year-old graphic designer, was thrilled to work from home, while Sophie, a teacher, loved the community's calm vibe. Their first week was a whirlwind of unpacking and settling in, but one neighbor stood out: Ryan Caldwell, a charismatic 35-year-old architect who lived next door. Ryan was the epitome of perfect, tall, blonde, with a warm smile and a knack for fixing anything. He helped Matt carry boxes, brought Sophie homemade cookies, and even offered to redesign their backyard. But Sophie noticed something: Ryan seemed to know too much about them. He'd casually mention Matt's late-night work habits or Sophie's favorite coffee shop, details they hadn't shared. "Just observant," Ryan said with a grin when Sophie asked. Matt brushed it off, but Sophie's gut told her something was wrong. One evening, Sophie found a photo slipped under their door. Matt and Ryan at a bar, laughing, dated a year before she and Matt met. Matt swore he didn't know Ryan back then, but his nervous laugh didn't convince her. Sophie decided to dig deeper. Part 2. The First Crack. Sophie couldn't shake the photo. She started watching Ryan, noting how often he was around fixing their fence, chatting with Matt in the driveway. Matt, meanwhile, grew distant, spending hours locked in his home office. When Sophie asked about his mood, he snapped, "It's just work stress, Soph." But she wasn't so sure. She contacted an old friend, Lisa, a private investigator, to look into Ryan. Lisa's report was chilling. Ryan Caldwell had no records before moving to the suburb 5 years ago. His architect credentials were real, but his past was a blank slate. Sophie's suspicions deepened when she overheard Ryan and Matt talking late at night in their backyard. "You can't keep this up," Ryan said, his voice low. "She will find out." Matt's reply was inaudible, but his tone was sharp. Sophie confronted Matt, showing him the photo. "Why didn't you tell me you knew Ryan before?" Matt's face paled. "It's not a big deal," he said. "We met at a bar once, years ago. I forgot." His lie was obvious, and Sophie's trust began to crack. She started following Ryan, determined to uncover the truth. Part 3. The Hidden Connection. Sophie tailed Ryan to a shady bar on the edge of town. He met a man in a leather jacket exchanging a small package. Sophie snapped photos, her heart racing. Back home, she searched Matt's office while he was out, finding a locked drawer. Using a paperclip, she opened it and found a burner phone with texts from Ryan. "We need to talk. It's about the deal." Sophie's mind spun. Was Matt cheating, or was it something worse? She confronted Ryan the next day, cornering him in his garage. "What's your deal with Matt?" she demanded, showing the burner phone texts. Ryan's smile vanished. "You're in over your head, Sophie," he said. "Matt's not who you think." Before she could press further, Ryan's phone buzzed, and he shoved past her, leaving her shaken. Lisa called with more intel. Ryan had ties to a local crime syndicate, and Matt's name appeared in old financial records linked to a fraud scheme. Sophie's world tilted. Had Matt been lying their entire marriage? She needed answers, but confronting him now felt dangerous. Part 4. The Blackmail. Sophie hacked into Matt's laptop, finding encrypted files labeled Caldwell Project. She couldn't crack them, but an email from Ryan caught her eye. "Pay up, or I tell her everything. Blackmail." Ryan was using something from Matt's past to control him. Sophie's anger mixed with fear. What had Matt done? She followed Matt to a park where he met Ryan under a tree. Sophie hid behind a tree, recording their conversation. "I'm done," Matt hissed. "I can't keep lying to her." Ryan leaned closer. "You don't get to walk away, Matt. Not after what you did." Sophie's heart sank. What had Matt done? That night, she confronted Matt, playing the recording. His face crumpled. "I was young, stupid," he said. "I got involved in a scam with a shady company. Ryan was part of it. He's been holding it over me since we moved here." Sophie felt betrayed, but saw fear in Matt's eyes. "He'll ruin us," Matt whispered. Sophie vowed to protect their marriage, but at what cost? Part 5. The Syndicate's Shadow. Lisa uncovered more. Ryan was a fixer for the syndicate, cleaning up messes for criminals. Matt had been a low-level accountant in their scheme, cooking books before he met Sophie. When he tried to leave, Ryan tracked him down, moving next door to keep him in line. Sophie realized Ryan wasn't just a neighbor, he was a predator system. Sophie devised a plan to turn the tables. She contacted an old contact of Matt's from the syndicate, a woman named Carla who had gone straight. Carla agreed to help, revealing that Ryan was planning a big job for the syndicate, a heist that could land Matt in jail if exposed. Sophie decided to set a trap. She planted fake evidence in Ryan's house, suggesting he was double-crossing the syndicate. If she played it right, they'd take him out for her. Part 6. The Trap. Sophie. Matt and Carla staged a sting at an abandoned warehouse where Ryan was meeting his syndicate contacts. Sophie posed as a courier, delivering fake documents that implicated Ryan. Matt stayed hidden, wired with a mic. The plan was risky. Ryan was dangerous, and the syndicate was worse. As Sophie handed over the documents, Ryan's eyes narrowed. "You're playing a dangerous game," he said, pulling a knife. Matt burst in, tackling Ryan before he could strike. Carla called in the police, who arrested Ryan and his contacts. But during the chaos, Sophie saw Matt slip a flash drive into his pocket. "What's that?" she asked later. Matt's face paled. "Just work stuff," he lied. Sophie's trust wavered again. Was he still hiding something? Part 7. The Aftermath. Ryan was gone, but the damage lingered. Sophie moved into a hotel needing space. Matt admitted to more lies. He'd been feeding Ryan small bits of info to keep him at bay, hoping to protect Sophie. "I didn't want you to hate me," he said, tears in his eyes. Sophie found the flash drive in Matt's jacket, financial records from the old scheme. He hadn't destroyed them, keeping them as leverage against Ryan. Sophie felt torn. She loved Matt, but his secrets had nearly destroyed them. She met Carla, who urged her to turn Matt in to clear his name. "He's not a bad guy," Carla said, "but he's scared." Sophie wasn't sure what to believe anymore. Part 8. The Final. Choice. Sophie sat in their suburban home, the flash drive on the coffee table. Matt begged her to stay, promising no more secrets. "I did it for us," he said. She wanted to believe him, but the photo from the bar still haunted her. Had Ryan been a friend, a foe, or something else? Sophie drove to the police station, the flash drive in her pocket. Would she turn it in or burn it? The story ends with Sophie staring at the police station door, her decision unclear. Could she rebuild trust, or was the perfect neighbor just the start of their unraveling?